There's all sorts of courses about how to get those TED Talks, what to do to get those TED Talks. But as it says right here on the screen, you've delivered 8 TEDx talks without ever applying. So tell us that story. Tell us what you did and how people can replicate that.
Awesome. Well, high level disclaimer and public service announcement. In the world of speaking, as members of this amazing community know, there are so many rules. There's rules when you apply to events. There's rules when you want to be deciding on fee structure and business models and all that. And every rule since the beginning of time is made up. So I always love finding the rules and not breaking them, but just innovatively bending them.
Yes.
To create opportunities.
Yes.
For my clients, myself, colleagues. So that's the disclaimer, is how can you find the rules and then innovatively bend them to create opportunities for you as a speaker, an author, a coach, a human, etc. So that's the disclaimer. Getting on 8 TEDx stages, having never applied or even looked at an application. How'd that even happen?
For sure.
Well, there's like 8 individual stories. I won't get into all of them unless you ask me to, but the very first one came in the following way. Once upon a time, I was actually a team leader on a trip with students building houses in Louisiana on Reading Week. And we were like a team of 20 people. And my role was to, kick off the day, get the team excited, get them organized, and then at the end of the day, do a debrief, lead a reflection, and then in the evenings, to keep people engaged and out of trouble, run events and lead experiences. And so usually, because like you, I'm a musician, we'd usually just sit around, play songs, play games, tell stories, and it was a pretty straightforward, cool, week-long experience back in the day. Everyone viewed me as the team leader because I was walking around with a binder that said team leader.
That usually does it.
That gives it away.
Yeah.
But I kept up with those people by simply just, seeing what they were up to on social media. I'd send them occasional emails. And this is a thing in business that I share with anyone that I work with. It's just, how can you create 100 touch points a year with someone and never talk about your business? How can you create 100 touch points a year with someone and never talk about your business? Jake, if you and I were to track our conversations, we've probably cleared the 100 mark a few years in a row, just with
for sure
goofy banter. And we talk a lot about business, but we also talk not about business a lot of the time.
For sure.
So I kept up with these people.
Real quick, people like doing business with people, not robots. And for me, like, I'm all about fun. I want to have fun. I like having fun, and I like being with people who have fun. And if all someone wants to talk about is business, I don't actually want to do business with them. Yeah. Because I go, this isn't going to be fun, and it needs to be fun.
Yeah. I found that it was such an easy thing to do to keep up with those people from that trip, because the trip was so fun, because there were so many meaningful moments and memories made. And then we could just kind of pick up where we left off, even years down the road. I could just have a memory and then message one of them if that memory came to my mind. So as an example, we bought this little $2 toy from a pet shop on that trip because it was Louisiana. We nicknamed our team Louie. Like, yeah, Team Louie. So we bought this little $2 toy. It was a little bird. We named him Louie. And then each day, one person on the team had to carry Louie around the build site. So literally anytime I go in a pet shop now, it's a prompt for me to think, oh my gosh, that was such an epic time years ago. And I might just send a text or a voice note or a video or a picture of like a chew toy in a pet shop to one of those team members. So anyway, why am I talking about chew toys and how does it get me booked on TEDx stages more times than most people on the planet? I'll tell you. I got a call from one of those people on that team asking me for advice because they wanted to put together a TEDx event and they didn't really know where to start. And they knew that I was a a good communicator and speaker because they had me as a team leader years prior. On that call, they were like, wait a minute. Could you be our first speaker? And I was like, I'd love to be. I should probably apply. And they're like, well, I mean, we're kind of using you as an advisor as well. So don't worry about the application. Would you like to be our first speaker? I said, absolutely. And that was TEDx 1. So I was brought on simply by relationship, by rapport, by the way in which I was showing up in the world. And if I had not kept in touch with these people many times a year, not saying anything for business, nothing for work, not trying to get anything, just like, hey, Jake, thought of you, messaging you, thought of you, messaging you, thought of you, messaging you, then they were thinking of me. So if people are trying to be top of mind in business, to get booked as a speaker or to get more clients as a coach, instead of just marketing barfing, how can you just
That's a great word. I just want to say what a great statement that was. Marketing barfing. Can you define marketing barfing?
It's when you feel like you're physically heaving out your marketing.
It's not a specific definition. You can feel it when you're being that guy.
Yes. And sometimes that is useful. Not marketing barfing, but like direct, clear, bold marketing messages. Like, absolutely, that's needed. It's useful. It's helpful. People appreciate when it's clearly articulated. Hey, here's the thing you want in.
Yeah.
Though, because I was top of mind with that person, it led to that first TEDx booking. So again, I can go for 7 more stories, which might not be relevant, but day 1, talk 1 was literally being top of mind more than anyone else in creative, cool, thoughtful, meaningful, sincere ways that most people don't think of doing, either because they forget, they can't see the path to money, or they're like, it's weird.